From shitting on the floor, to saving the planet, to sacrificing himself for others, these are 10 times Rick was a hero in Rick and Morty. Starting with the time when Rick encouraged you to shit on the floor and get swifty. So, a giant floating head appears in Earth's orbit, causing natural disasters and general panic.
Do we know what this giant head wants?
Show me what you got!
The head's only demand? Show me what you got. Talk about a tough crowd. One glance at the news and Rick immediately puts the pieces together. He knows exactly who they are and, more importantly, what they want. Because if there's one thing Rick Sanchez excels at, it's seeing the catastrophe before everyone else even smells the smoke.
Time to go, Morty.
Where?
The Pentagon. I mean, not the Pentagon. The lame one here on Earth.
Meanwhile, in the Pentagon's war room, the president and his advisors are scrambling like contestants on a cooking show with no ingredients.
What America's got is 70,000 megatons of kaboom boom. And I say we show it right up this floating head's ass. No, you
Rick's entrance catches everyone off guard. Who the hell is this grizzled old guy in a lab coat? And why is he acting like he owns the place?
Stay back! This watch turns people into snakes!
After a few snaky incidents, because of course there were snaky incidents, the president finally listens. So Rick lays it out, what the head is and what he wants, and it wants...
This head won't go away until Earth shows them it's got a hit song.
Oh great, a giant cosmic head appears in the sky, and what does it want? A hit song. Not world domination, not intergalactic war, just a bloody chart topper. Now, the president has a great talent in mind. Farrell, Randy Newman, and the Dreamer.
Pharrell, Newman, Corgan, and that dream guy, they're all dead.
What? How is that possible? Do people just die when I name them?
Unfortunately, they are all dead. Out of options, the president turns to Rick for help. How hard can it be to make a hit song?
Sanchez, are you a musician?
I dabble, Mr. President.
Get this man and his grandson on a Black Hawk to Area 51.
No tune, no beat, absolutely no plan. Rick and Morty drop straight into a massive speaker system at the Sonic testing facility in Area 51.
Rick, are you really a musician?
Who's not a musician, Morty?
Me!
Yeah, not with that attitude.
Because when an all-powerful space deity demands a hit song, you don't ask questions, you turn on military-grade sound equipment and hope for the damn best.
I'm Mr. Bulldog.
Mr. Bulldogs.
Don't analyze it, Nathan. It's working.
Take a shit on the floor. Time to get swifty in here.
Holy shitballs, it actually worked. The giant cosmic head was pleased and just left. Who knew the key to saving Earth wasn't diplomacy, science, or even war, just getting swifty? Turns out all humanity really needed was a terrible dance and a total lack of shame. But wait, of course there's more.
What the hell happened?
Things escalate. Now when the giant head likes what Rick's got, Earth is transported to the final round of this cosmic competition. It's like being thrown into the deep end of a pool filled with judgmental alien faces and pure anxiety. You know, normal things.
Get back! Sit down!
Morty, just put it down. You don't know what you're doing.
I'm going to go find Mom and Dad!
No!
Morty, feeling the pressure, grabs Rick's portal gun and makes a run for it. It's the intergalactic equivalent of a stage fright. But instead of forgetting his lines, he's forgetting the fate of the entire planet is at stake. Meanwhile, the military decides it's time to take matters into their own hands. They're ready to nuke every floating head out of existence because apparently they missed the memo that this is a talent show, not a Michael Bay movie. Morty, trying to figure out how the portal gun works, gets lost in time and space. Luckily for him, Birdperson finds him and inspires him to face the music with a head held high.
How often do you think you might look up at the stars and wonder what might have been had you just put your faith in Rick?
Armed with newfound determination, and probably a few feathers, Morty returns to join Rick for the performance of a lifetime.
Head bent over. Raised up posterior.
Rick's songwriting process is like watching a mad scientist create life, if that life was a catchy tune about. Well, let's just say it's not family friendly.
Head bent over. Yeah. Raised up posterior.
Their performance is so out of this world that they win the contest and save the planet. Earth is zapped back to its original location, leaving a trail of confused astronomers and probably a few new conspiracy theories in its wake. Think that was insane? Just wait until you hear about how Rick saved the world from extinction. saving the most intelligent species in the universe and Earth from extinction at the same time? Impossible, right?
Actually, I can probably help you. See, I'm technically human, but I've come to be more, on your level.
Not if Rick Sanchez has anything to say about it. Alright folks, let's dive into the prehistoric playground where Rick's heroism takes a Jurassic leap.
Give me the board. I'm dropping in for data.
Rick, that's the hardest thing in skateboarding!
It looks so easy on Pro Skater 3!
Remember when you thought dinosaurs were just big lizards with tiny brains? Well, hold on to your fossilized hats, because these dinos are about to make Rick look like a caveman playing with sticks. The portal gun is still out of commission as Rick goes through his process to fix it.
Is the portal gun working again?
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes that happens.
Leaving Morty with no choice but to enjoy another day at school.
Morty protocol, children. Oh, what's it now? Brain bugs? Space worms? Have I been the faculty again?
You know you're special when your mere arrival triggers the Morty protocol. Nothing says warm welcome like a classroom bracing for impact.
What did you do, you tiny monster?
And surprise, surprise, something did happen. The lizards are back, baby. Bigger than Lizzo and smarter than Stephen Hawking. A deadly combo of mass and mind.
Dinosaurs are back.
Monkeys went bald?
One can only wonder, why are they back? What do they want? Are we on the menu?
But surely our ancestors must have left some evidence behind. Why is he nervous?
Because, you're dinosaurs?
Their mission is far more bizarre. They've come to bring peace and prosperity to the planet.
Now that we're back, we can respectfully take it from here.
Now we live in a utopia. No wars, no hunger, and everyone is free to indulge in their hobbies. Even our resident mad scientist seems to be warming up to the New World Order, which is definitely not suspicious at all. But something feels off. Without purpose or challenges, everyone's turning into a Jerry.
I do think it's kind of funny that you're all basically Jerry now.
Fuck.
Blissfully content, yet utterly clueless. It's paradise, but with an existential crisis baked right in. Even the president, drowning in desperation, begs Rick to take care of the dinos.
You go?
That's not why I called. Drugs can't solve this problem.
At first, Rick couldn't care less. Honestly, he relates more to the hyper-intelligent reptiles than to the average human. But hey, everyone has their price.
Know exactly what I want.
I can't just snap my fingers and get you that job.
Yeah, thanks for lunch.
Fine. If you get rid of the dinosaurs, you can host the Oscars.
Yes!
Desperate, the president agrees to give Rick the one job he's always wanted. So Rick struts up to the dinosaurs, all charm and swagger, offering to help them relocate to another planet in another dimension. But surprise, surprise, they've already considered that option and decided to stick to just one reality.
Used portal travel eons ago, but evolved to a one universe, one truth policy as the highest form of existence.
To make things worse, or maybe better, they casually hand Rick a new and improved portal gun, one that actually lets you see where you're going before you jump, and then just teleported Rick and Morty back to their garage.
Dr. Manhattan, High Road assholes teleporting me?
Why wasn't that painful?
It didn't even do it right. My fly is down.
Your fly was already down.
To say Rick didn't take it well would be the understatement of the century. A better portal gun? A smarter species? Oh, hell no. Fueled by a bruised ego and sheer pettiness, Rick is now more determined than ever to dig up some dirt on these so-called perfect dinos.
They're gonna call us Laura Dern because we're about to get elbow deep in dino doo-doo.
After hopping across 3 so-called blessed planets, each one previously uplifted by these benevolent dinosaurs, Rick stumbles upon a shocking pattern. Every single one of them, once thriving and problem-free, has been obliterated by an extinction-level asteroid impact. Coincidence? Rick doesn't believe in those. After poking around one of the massive impact craters, Rick finally uncovers the truth. The real reason these dinosaurs keep hopping from planet to planet. They're not just peaceful do-gooders spreading utopia, they're running from something.
You still think the dinosaurs got something to hide?
No, Morty, they have a reason to hide.
Something big. Something that always finds them. Back on Earth, the dinos are in the middle of hosting their own TED Talk, probably entitled Entitlement and Chill, How We Fixed Your Pathetic Planet.
Hi, what do you do when you want to kill yourself?
You don't do that.
When suddenly, boom, Rick crashes the party, metaphorical mic in hand. With a smug grin and dramatic flair only he can pull off, he exposes their dirty little secret.
Literally every planet with dinosaurs on it is eventually smashed by a huge space rock that takes out them and most existing life.
Turns out these so-called benevolent overlords have always known about the primal cosmic space rock, an ancient sentient asteroid whose one and only purpose is to hunt them down and wipe them from existence. And instead of facing their fate, they just keep hopping from planet to planet, leaving utopias in their wake, only for them to get smashed into oblivion. Rick, in all his chaotic glory, has successfully turned public opinion against the dinosaurs. The once adored space lizards are now the most hated beings on Earth. People, fueled by paranoia and a deep-seated need for their own suffering, demand a return to the good old days, where life was miserable, unpredictable, and filled with soul-crushing 9-to-5 jobs. Sounds like heaven, huh? Happiness plummets. Office cubicles refill, and fast food chains skyrocket in sales. Balance has been restored. Realizing they're no longer welcome, and trying to avoid total planetary annihilation, the dinosaurs do the only responsible thing. They pack up and leave, taking their utopia with them. Rick, basking in the glow of his hard-earned chaos, is now doing what he does best, soaking up attention. And what better way than hosting the freaking Oscars?
Suck my great tits, Hollywood pinkos!
Dressed in something obnoxiously over the top, probably drunk, and openly mocking Hollywood's elite, he's having the time of his life. But then, because peace never lasts, Summer casually drops a bombshell.
You haven't heard? The dinos are just standing up there on Mars with their dicks in their hands. It's so dramatic.
What? They're just gonna let the meteor hit them and die?
Rick freezes mid-sip, his award show high instantly ruined. The idea of those smug utopia-loving lizards accepting their fate, just sitting there waiting for some cosmic death rock to flatten them, unacceptable. Furious, and probably unable to resist proving he's still the smartest being in the universe, he snaps into action. Screw the Oscars, he's got dinosaurs to save. Rick, for once in his life, refuses to let someone, or in this case some prehistoric hyper-intelligent space communists, die alone. If the dinosaurs are going out in a selfless act of cosmic acceptance, then damn it, he's going with them. He lands on Mars, flask in hand, ready to face oblivion like a true nihilist. No portal guns, no escape plans, just him, the dinos, and a planet-sized existential crisis. But just as the asteroid looms closer, something unexpected happens.
Cool with me that your final chapter is dying on Mars with an old dickhead?
One of the dinosaurs, perhaps the most enlightened of them all, snaps. Boom. With a single flick of their head, they obliterate the asteroid, turning it into cosmic dust. Just like that. The dinosaurs, now thoroughly pissed off that their grand, poetic sacrifice was rudely interrupted by their own survival instinct, decide to return the favor in the most petty yet cosmic way possible.
As long as we're doing each other favors.
Hey, wait, what are you doing?
Before leaving, they take one look at Rick's precious cosmic rift, and with one smug, calculated motion, they close it. Just like that, sealed shut, gone. Rick watches in silent disbelief, his brain buffering. The dinos, now back to their smug, enlightened selves, give him one last look. And with that, they peacefully float off into space.
Shit, they're coming back!
If you thought Rick Sanchez had already hit his peak in Mad Genie's creativity though, think again. Just when you are convinced that Rick is selfish, reckless, and only looks out for himself, he proves us all wrong by making the ultimate selfless choice. So there they are, Rick, Morty, and Summer, ready to unfreeze time like it's a TV dinner.
The whole point of freezing time was to stop giving a f***. Put a shirt on your dumb dad, and let's get this dumb universe rolling.
But the universe has other plans. When you mess with time, it gets about as stable as a Jenga tower in a mosh pit. One little argument between Morty and Summer about who should have put the mattress under Mr. Benson, and reality splits faster than a banana in a smoothie blender.
Hey, don't shove me!
I didn't!
You didn't
What's
what?
your problem?
What's yours?
Shut up!
You shut up! Whoa, what the hell?
Our trio exists in a purely hypothetical state, just like a certain famous quantum cat.
Mom and Dad, get your head out of your family's ass!
Oh, you think Mom or Dad are gonna swoop in and save you, Morty? Yeah, sure. Maybe right after they finish their riveting suburban drama about who forgot to take the trash out. Real heroes, those two. Our heroes have 4 hours before they vanish into oblivion. Poof, gone, like they never existed. But don't worry, Rick's got a plan. All he has to do is push the button. Simple, right?
Here we go! Huh, that's weird.
Wrong. It took Morty and Summer just 20 minutes to completely derail their lives and set themselves on wildly different paths because, of course, life-altering decisions are best made in a panic with zero foresight. Turns out both Morty and Summer are secretly terrified that Rick will stop hanging out with them, leaving them adrift and uncertain about their place in the world.
Do you ever get scared Grandpa Rick might make me his new sidekick?
What? What kind of monster are you?
But let's be honest, who isn't? We're all just existentially confused meat sacks, clinging to whatever gives us purpose. After 30 minutes of Rick ruthlessly roasting Morty and Summer, explaining in excruciating detail why they're both utterly worthless,
You're both equally mercurial, overly sensitive, clingy, hysterical bird brain homunculi. And I honestly can't even tell the two of you apart half the time because I don't go by height or age. I go by amount of pain in my ass, which makes you both identical.
it's finally time for round 2, the second attempt to merge both realities back together.
I'm gonna do this again. This time, be like Grandpa.
You mean drunk?
What's that? You got something to say?
Oh, brilliant, Morty. Absolutely top-notch work. If screwing things up was an Olympic sport, you'd be standing on the podium, sobbing while they play your national anthem. Now Rick is certain that the other Rick is out to get him.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god. The son of a bitch is gonna kill me.
What?
The son of a bitch is gonna kill me.
What?
Fantastic. Now we've got 4 realities. Because if completely ruining one universe wasn't enough, why not go for the bulk discount on existential crises?
I think I'm standing here. Maybe you're right.
Holy now what?
Oh, brilliant. Morty's finally grow a backbone, and what's the first thing they do? Knock out every single Rick and toss them into a cage, like some kind of interdimensional dog kennel for drunk egotistical maniacs. And just when you think this mess couldn't get any worse, boom, a time cop shows up.
What the f? Your time is all ripped up to hell. You broke your time twice.
From the 4th dimension, no less, because of course we needed yet another existential headache in the mix. Good news? He actually knows how to fix it. Just slap on a dog collar and boom, time's fixed. The bad news?
How long exactly do we have to wear these things? They're really embarrassing.
Well, since you're going to time prison, I'd say you can keep them on forever.
Oh, just a minor inconvenience. Our gang is now on the hook for time crimes and set to do hard time. In time.
The only way your dumbass asses could ever have one is if it was stolen.
You stole a time-freezing crystal from testicle monsters?
I would have been happy to pay for it, Summer, but they don't exactly sell them at Costco.
Apparently, stealing time crystals is illegal. Who knew? Oh wait, probably everyone, because messing with the literal fabric of existence tends to come with a few rules. But hey, Rick's been in worse situations, right? There's only one way to get out of this mess, and it sure as hell isn't logic or common sense. No, this calls for something much dumber, and much riskier. It's time to embrace pure, unfiltered uncertainty.
Summer, Morty, take off your collars!
What? What the hell are you doing?
Good question. I suppose the answer is, I'm not certain.
Take that, time cop. Bet you did not see this coming. Imagine getting punched in the face 32 times simultaneously. Yeah, let that sink in. That's not just a beating, that's a mathematical anomaly in pain distribution. Some real mind-bending numbers right there, and a guaranteed way to reconsider all your life choices. At least getting back to certainty should be easy this time.
Now hand me that flathead screwdriver. Actually, make it a flathead. Oh, shit.
They got the collars, and Rick needs to fix, like 96 of them. Now just put on the collars, and we're all safe. Summer's out. But one of the Morty collars is still broken, and time is running out fast. Therefore, Rick blames Morty for his inability to put the collar on, and just when Rick reaches for Morty's collar...
Oh, Rick! Morty!
Yeah. Now Rick is in a pickle. He can save himself and get out, or jump into the void after Morty. Rick, faced with a split-second decision, gives the only working collar to Morty, essentially signing his own cosmic pink slip. To move so selfless, you'd think someone swapped Rick's portal gun for a heart grower.
I'm okay with this. Be good, Morty. Be better than me.
Rick is at peace with the decision, but then he sees a light shining from Morty's lost collar, and after some MacGyver magic, he fixes the collar and gets back to certainty.
The other collar! I'm not okay with this! I am not okay with this!
It's moments like these where Rick, against all odds, actually shows where his priorities lie. And surprise, surprise, it's not with science, booze, or screwing over the multiverse. It's with his family. Yeah, I know. Shocking. It's almost like he actually cares, in his own twisted, dysfunctional way, anyway. If you thought this was selfless, wait until you hear about how Rick saved Mr. Poopybutthole. A simple intervention for Mr. Poopybutthole? Not with Rick Sanchez. What started as a talk about drinking spiraled into drugs, predator fights, and Hugh Jackman. Somehow, against all odds, Rick actually helped, in the most Rick way possible. He You ever try to help someone get their life back on track? Yeah, it's a nightmare.
I'm a piece of garbage. Can you boost me up so I can hook my belt to the ceiling fan?
We don't have a ceiling fan.
But against all odds, that's exactly what Rick set out to do. Not because he wanted to. Oh no, he had way more important things to do, like tracking down his arch nemesis and maybe, just maybe, saving the multiverse in the process, but no. Instead, he got roped into fixing Mr. Poopybuthole's train wreck of a life. Here's how it all went horribly wrong. So there he was, mind focused on bigger things, when Beth waltzes in, all righteous and motherly, and drops the intervention bomb on me.
Dad, you can't keep putting this off. You're doing an intervention with us.
Nope.
Then we're sticking Poopy Butthole downstairs with you.
What is this?
Oh sure, Beth, because obviously I'm the ideal candidate for life coaching. The guy who gets blackout drunk with Cthulhu on weekends and has literally destroyed entire realities is somehow supposed to be the voice of reason. But fine, whatever. He's my friend and I owe him one. So Rick did what any rational person would do. Grabbed the gang and decided to stage an intervention at a bar. Because where else would you convince someone to quit drinking than a place where booze flows like a goddamn river? Genius, right?
Well, should we do shots?
Rick?
Let's get riggedy right!
Now, an intervention needs friends and family, people who actually care about the person. Rick had none of those. Instead, I rounded up the most questionable crew possible. Mr. Gearhead, zero emotions, zero empathy, and entirely made of gears. Great pick. Squanchy. Probably needed an intervention himself.
We need to have a hang with Poopy Butthole and talk to him about
His drinking.
Us? Not without a squanch.
I'd love one if you're pouring.
Make it 3.
Enough said. Birdperson. Brooding, cryptic, and clinically depressed. Just the energy we needed. Gene. Completely sober. We needed at least one guy who wasn't going to end up in the drunk tank. This A-team of absolute degenerates was now responsible for saving a man from self-destruction. You see where this is going, right? They get to the bar and have one job. Talk to Poopy Butthole. Convince him to clean up. But before they can even say a word, something unexpected happens. Turns out, it's his birthday.
This is a great place to celebrate my birthday. Birthday, 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 birthday.
Your birthday?
Yep, his goddamn birthday. And because they're objectively terrible friends, they completely forgot. So what's the best course of action? Celebrate. Hard. Started with 1 drink, then 2, then 5. Then, I don't know, reality blurred, and suddenly the gang was dimension hopping, partying with creatures whose names I couldn't pronounce.
That one's not my belly button.
Well, what is it?
But somewhere along the way, they run into Hugh Jackman. Yes, that Hugh Jackman. Wolverine himself. Turns out the guy parties like a lunatic. Offered us some pills. Obviously we took them. Because at this point, why not? Between hallucinatory chaos, minor property damage, and potentially breaking a few universal laws, Poopy Butthole has a breakthrough. Through the tears, booze, and questionable pharmaceutical choices, he finally confesses what he wants more than anything.
What does your heart want, Little Ripper? Right now, don't think.
Right now, my heart wants Amy back.
He wants Amy back. Yep, this whole downward spiral was about his ex. Typical. So being the incredibly helpful, selfless, genius group of friends, they decided to fix it. We found out Amy is living with the private detective Poopy Butthole hired to spy on her because, of course, this story needed a stalker subplot.
I'm gonna unclip this later.
Now completely unhinged, Poopy Butthole kidnapped his own son, Poopy Jr. Guess who really doesn't appreciate that? Predator.
That was self-destructive.
Yeah, Predator, like actual 7-foot-tall intergalactic trophy hunter Predator. Turns out the detective Poopy hired was a predator.
You've been surveilling your ex-wife?
Ooh-wee, not with the restraining order. I hired a predator to follow her around.
Because why not? At this point, we might as well go full sci-fi chaos. Xenomorph, anyone? The second we try to escape, Predator tracks us down. Now, I've been in some bad fights before, but this was a massacre. We got wrecked. Absolutely demolished. Predator fought like he was contractually obligated to ruin our night. But Rick turned the tide. Barely. Just when things seemed under control, who comes out of nowhere?
But man possesses a precious gift, the power to change. More like the power of music, bitch.
What the fuck?
Hugh freaking Jackman. What does he do? Knocks out Predator with his bare hands. No claws, no fancy tricks, just pure Australian movie star strength and an award in his hand. With everyone still alive, somehow, we ended up sitting outside Taco Tambourine, eating cheap food and reminiscing about the good times together. And in the end, Poopybutthole gets his poop back.
Let's call it. I want to pass out before I remember what we did tonight.
I never want to forget it, and I never want to repeat it.
Proud of you, little buddy.
Not the whole poop, but enough to get him going in the right direction. Was it worth it? Well, he's not living on the couch anymore, and he seems to be a bit happier. And as for Rick, when his friends truly need him, when everything is falling apart, he does the unthinkable. He actually shows up. For once, he puts his own chaos on hold, sets aside his mad scientist ego, and does what a real friend does. Helps. Not that he'd ever admit it, of course. But that is nothing compared to what Rick did to save Morty. So, Morty got excited, Jessica has broken up with her boyfriend.
Holy shit, I want that kind of love, like that docking kind of love. Oh, yeah. Like penis in the foreskin kind of love. Just like warm, just like...
Rick swoops in just before Morty can embarrass himself.
Everybody fuck off. Morty, I need your help. We need to go on a quick adventure.
You said I could go to school today.
School? Totally overrated. Who needs education when you've got Rick's 20-minute adventures that somehow feel longer than the Lord of the Rings extended edition marathon? Just saying, Frodo had it easy compared to Morty.
Let's go, in and out, 20 minutes adventure. They're on our tail! Hey, Morty, 5 sea turtles!
Rick and Morty, fresh off another near-death experience, decide to treat themselves to a relaxing spa day. Because nothing says self-care like potentially lethal alien technology, right?
There's no incentive, really.
Oh my god, okay, listen, we'll try the machine, but I'd like you to try something. Try swallowing the giant ball of snot that's dangling around in the back of your throat. It's disgusting, nobody wants to hear that.
Jeez, Rick, cut the guy some slack. He's just doing his job.
Rick, is this thing supposed to be making this?
Wow, this is really something else. It's like someone took Rick and Morty, tossed it into a vat of toxic waste, and out came all their worst traits. No portal gun required. On the other side, Rick and Morty came out of the Detoxifying happier than a Jerry at a self-help for spineless losers convention. Who knew purified chaos could be so uplifting?
Yeah, motherfucker, yeah, get it! Get some! Right up your fucking bitch ass, you fuck!
While the toxic Rick is out there busting his butt trying to break free from the radioactive wasteland, Morty's over here living his best life, probably sipping a virgin margarita, discovering self-love for the first time. Priorities, right?
I'm on my knees, Stacy, praying, worshiping, begging, whatever you want. What do you think about that?
Okay, fuck it.
Tink.
Meanwhile, Rick, because of course he can't leave well enough alone, has managed to get his hands on the container holding the toxic sides of both him and Morty.
What is this?
This is the parts of your pussy grandpa that keep it real. Oh, and I think you dropped something too.
I don't want to be on camera. I'm ugly and gross, please.
And naturally, he's gearing up to let them out, because why not throw a little radioactive chaos back into the mix? Morty, who's surprisingly not thrilled about getting his toxicity back, because hey, who wouldn't love a stress-free, self-actualized version of themselves, decides to oppose Rick.
No! Is it wrong if I think this is kind of hot?
In the process, Stacy is sent to the toxic wasteland instead. Sorry, Stacy, but someone had to take one for the team.
Is this like a sex dungeon? I guess I should have been paying attention.
Toxic Rick, now more determined than a Jerry trying to prove he's useful, gears up for an all-out brawl to stuff healthy Rick back into the toxic can.
Nice try, asshole.
Luckily, Beth shows up just in time to stop the house from being completely obliterated.
Dads?
Okay, just leave her out of it.
What's going on?
All right, fuck this. Time for plan B.
With plan A a total flop, thanks Beth, Toxic Rick shifts to plan B, because why settle for one ruined household when you can toxify the entire planet?
As we praise our loving father, God is alive, we made him up for money!
Back at home, Morty's got no choice but to literally slap some sense into whatever's left of Rick.
Our toxins have as much a right to their worldview as... Morty, how is it healthy to slap me?
Obviously, my version of health is a hell of a lot different from yours, you useless old turd!
With the entire world now one giant toxic cesspool, think Las Vegas on a bad day, Rick and Morty finally come face to face with their toxic counterparts. This time, Rick's got an ace up his sleeve.
Didn't you learn last time that you can't beat me? Yeah, I did. And then I learned something else. This.
It wasn't a bluff. Turns out Toxic Rick, despite all of the egomania and chaos, actually cared deeply for his Morty. So much so, he was ready to do the unthinkable, sacrifice himself and merge back with healthy Rick. Because even in a swirling pit of dysfunction, a Rick will always love his Morty.
Just do it, you piece of... I'm back, baby! Regular Rick! Master of both worlds! Check it out! Excuse me.
Guess toxic traits aren't the only thing he's been holding on to. Morty, on the other hand, wasn't exactly thrilled about reuniting with his whiny, anxiety-ridden toxic side.
Ha! Alright, Morty, now it's time we remerge your little ass.
You're a better man than me, Rick. I'm healthy enough to admit that.
That kid is a real piece of shit.
For once, he was content living his best life, confident, carefree, and blissfully ignorant of the emotional baggage. While Morty skyrocketed to incredible professional success, think Fortune 500 CEO, deep down something was missing. Beneath the polished exterior and newfound swagger, he couldn't shake the nagging feeling that his other side, flaws and all, was what made him, well, him. Turns out you can't fully love life without a little self-doubt whispering insults in the background.
So, how do you feel, Morty?
Oh, jeez, I'm miserable.
Am I good or what?
This was nothing, though, compared to the things Rick did for Summer. So Rick spends a little extra time with Summer. A rare, quiet moment free from chaos, complaints, and Morty's endless whining.
Hey, how about we use a ping pong ball for Pluto, and then Jupiter
Actually, I don't think Pluto's a planet.
Summer has got a job at a small shop, and her boss? An eccentric old man. Some would say she is compensating for something.
My boss is this really smart, eccentric old man that treats me nice and values me.
Meow! Can't wait to meet this fascinating character.
The shop is incredible, packed with exquisite, vintage items, each one supposedly infused with a special power. And get this, they're all free.
Free of charge. One never pays here. Not with money.
Nothing to read into there. Thanks!
Yeah, sure. Nothing shady about that one at all. Call me crazy, but when someone starts handing out magical antiques for $0, you're either in a fairy tale or about to get cursed into oblivion. Rick knows a scam when he sees one. It comes with the territory of being the smartest man in the universe.
So what are you, like the devil?
What? Sorry?
I don't know. Store comes out of nowhere, all the shit's old and creepy. Are you the devil? A demon? Leprechaun?
Honestly, if you fall for this one, you deserve it. At this point, it's not even deception, it's just natural selection. Go get your Darwin Award right now. Summer sends Rick home before he gets her fired. Back in the garage, Rick takes a closer look at the telescope Summer's boss so graciously gifted him. And surprise, surprise, the damn thing is evil.
Your sister's boss gave me a microscope that would have made me retarded.
Ooh, oh boy, Rick. I don't think you're allowed to say that word, you know?
But Rick is not done. He has a plan. Back at the shop, the first happy customer comes stumbling back in. Except now, they're less happy and more horrified.
This aftershave made women want me, but it also made me impotent!
A price for everything, Mr. Goldenfold. A price for everything.
Oh my god!
Turns out those special powers come with a few nasty side effects. Who could have seen that one coming? Surprisingly, Rick shows up and injects a serum into Mr. Goldenfold's neck, which removes all negative side effects caused by the item he received. Mr. Needful is left speechless. Rick has created a scanner that tells exactly what curse each item has.
Beauty cream that makes ugly ladies pretty but also makes them blind?
One could say he doesn't exactly like the guy. At one point, it gets physical.
Hey! No!
Frustrated, Summer steps in and confesses.
So what if he's the devil, Rick? At least the devil has a job. At least he's active in the community. What do? You eat our food and make gadgets.
Summer's bluntness stuns Rick and Mr. Needful, and she goes ahead and kicks Rick out of the shop. A few days later, the Devil's shop is booming. Every customer who shows up is ready to take any available merchandise without a second thought. Could it be going too well? Then a revelation comes.
Why do you want cursed items?
Well, I'm going to get the curses removed at Curse Purge Plus. You know, the guy on TV.
What?
Turns out right across the street, Rick wasn't about to let the scam slide. So what does he do? Starts his own business, but not just any business, a curse removal shop. Because if some dodgy old man is handing out cursed antiques, Rick's going to be the genius entrepreneur who charges people to undo their dumb decisions.
This eerily intelligent doll was threatening to murder its family. Now it does their taxes.
Everything's deductible.
It's capitalism at its finest, or as Rick calls it, fixing natural selection for a profit. Or maybe he's doing this because he is not Summer's favourite grandpa anymore. Who knows? Devil's shop is empty, people have taken everything, and the business is in ruin. Depressed and out of options, Summer finds the devil in a dire situation. Makes you think, who's the real devil here?
I mean, seriously. I may be the devil, but your grandpa is the devil.
Summer delivers Rick the last of their inventory. Rick, with a victorious smile on his face, is proud of his achievements, acting like an alpha that he thinks he is, but Summer is not buying it. Summer leaves, and Rick feels somehow defeated.
I just got bored. Everybody out.
Summer took all of the fun out of it, and he did not get what he actually wanted, Summer's attention back. Back at the shop, Summer and the devil have a breakthrough moment, a fresh start, a bold new venture, and in true Silicon Valley fashion, after just 6 hours of work, they get bought out by Google. Then the devil shows his true colors.
How much did we make?
This is my business. Security!
You're Zuckerberging me?
I was Zuckerberging people before Zuckerberg's balls dropped.
Back at home, Summer pours her heart out to Rick, telling him how devastated and empty she feels after the devil dumped her. Rick has an idea that can make them both feel better.
I think I might have an idea.
Totally, let's do it.
Ah, yes. A plan that involves lifting heavy weights, steroids, and a ridiculous amount of punching. Naturally, Summer is all in, because nothing says healthy coping mechanisms like going full Rocky montage after getting dumped by the devil. And so they get back to work, fueled by rage, protein shakes, and a questionable lack of self-preservation. The result? Sweet, sweet revenge.
Rick? Summer?
Because if there's one thing more satisfying than a successful business, it's watching your boss get absolutely obliterated. And there you have it, folks. Rick not only saved the entire town from the devil's shady business, but somehow along the way, actually bonded with Summer. Who knew exposing supernatural fraud and delivering a brutal beatdown could be such a heartwarming family activity? But wait until you hear about what Rick did for the guy who tried to piss on him. This time, Rick takes an enemy rehabilitation to a whole new level. But why? And did it actually work? Let's break down one of Rick's most unexpected redemption arcs. Rick and Morty square off against Mr. Nimbus on a deserted island, straight out of a classic 90s action movie. Slow motion standoffs, dramatic one-liners.
Your fortress is a salty waste of coral and clam. Relinquish it at once.
The whole deal. Both of them walk away convinced they've won. And just as the dust settles, boom. Out of nowhere, Cookie Magneto arrives, ready to challenge Rick to a duel.
Fight me and find
Rick, not in the mood for a pastry-powered showdown, blasts him into oblivion in seconds, and reveals the truth.
I can't fight another one of these 90s-style goofball supervillains. I'm not the fucking Tick. I'm exhausted.
In a heated argument, Morty spills the beans.
But if you really have a lot of these guys gunning for you, maybe you should look into what you're doing to...
Oh, don't start that crap, Morty. I don't do anything for these dipshits to seek me out.
I am Mr. Calypso.
Yeah, Rick, maybe it's you. So fresh out of a therapy session, yeah, let that sink in, Rick decides to embrace his new enlightened self. No more petty battles, no more feeding into wannabe villain antics.
Is that man dead?
Is everything in here confidential?
Everything but murder.
Then he's fine.
The Smith family is peacefully eating dinner. Then, out of absolutely nowhere, Pissmaster arrives. And because subtlety really isn't his thing, drenches Jerry's lavender in a golden shower of pure disrespect. But wait, he's not done. As if publicly baptizing Jerry's lavender in piss wasn't enough, Pissmaster decides to go for the full villain package and throws a few half-baked insults Summer's way.
Whole family is here. Who's that redhead? Wouldn't mind spraying her with a golden shower.
Oh my god, what?
Because apparently being a walking biohazard wasn't obnoxious enough. Rick, now basking in his newfound zen, barely even registers the chaos unfolding around him because, frankly, he's above it. But Jerry, oh, he's had enough.
Take your shot, pussy.
Don't talk to me that way. Go away.
Make me.
Go away!
For once in his mediocre, embarrassment-riddled existence, he decides he's not going to be the punching bag today. Fueled by newfound rage and the most unexpected battle partner, a flamingo, Jerry unleashes hell on Pissmaster. And a twist no one saw coming, the eternal doormat of the family actually beats the piss out of Pissmaster. And somehow, through sheer dumb luck and an alarming lack of self-awareness, Jerry manages to become an intergalactic hero.
Jerry Smith, our galactic orb ship thirsts for justice and those who deliver it.
Wait,
Our
what?
Great Council would like to offer you this silver orb, and with it, a place amongst us.
Think Iron Man, but with zero brain power, no style, and the kind of decision-making skills that should have gotten him killed at least 5 times over. Turns out, this seriously pisses off Rick. Jerry, bumbling, clueless, pathetic, somehow can't do anything wrong now.
Hope there weren't other people on that planet.
And there were no other people on the planet, only Hitlers.
He's a galactic hero, adored by millions, and worst of all, no wannabe villains are even bothering to come after Rick anymore. Looks like therapy actually worked. Rick is at peace, and he hates it. Empty and without a purpose, Rick decides to visit Pissmaster. He knocks on the door, but there is no answer.
God damn it!
In a last-ditch effort, Rick tries to revive him. Then the doorbell rings. Pissmaster's daughter is worried, and Rick can't ignore it.
Look, if you were to ever do something, I'd never stop blaming myself. Just please let me know you're okay.
God damn it.
Rick stumbles upon Pissmaster's death note, and just like that, his inner fire reignites. Gone is the passive, therapy-approved Rick. This is personal. Fueled by a mix of guilt, boredom, and sheer stubbornness, he decides it's time for a comeback story, whether the universe wants it or not. Pissmaster's legacy is about to get a redemption arc, courtesy of Rick freaking Sanchez.
Those were heat-seeking pistols, by the way, not just missiles.
Okay.
From stopping petty thefts to saving adorable puppies, Pissmaster is suddenly the hottest new hero on the block. Of course, it's not actually him, it's Rick, pulling the strings, of course, orchestrating the ultimate redemption arc. And he's got the perfect ending planned. Pissmaster will die a hero. Because nothing cements a legacy like going out in a blaze of glory, even if you're already dead. On the other side of the galaxy, the Orb Council decides to award Pissmaster with an Orb of Power. Everyone loves a good comeback story, right?
All in favor of offering orb ship to Eugene Michael Piss, aka Pissmaster.
Orb, yes!
All those opposed.
Obviously, Orb, no.
Well, not everyone. Jerry does not like it. Jerry, now an intergalactic golden boy, gets the honor, or cosmic joke, of delivering the Orb of Power to none other than Pissmaster. Talk about awkward. But the new and improved Pissmaster, he couldn't care less. The Orb? Useless. He's got a plan to execute, a legacy to build, and an over-the-top hero's death to stage.
Now I'm gonna make a giant bomb, plant it in a city, and then have the suit autopilot the bomb into space. Boom! Everyone will think Pissmaster sacrificed himself.
Jerry, now furious and borderline desperate, does everything in his power to force Pissmaster to accept the damn Orb of Power. Because let's be real, Jerry thrives on validation, and if he can't even get a second-rate villain to acknowledge his heroic gesture, what's the point in any of this? Cue an over-the-top sky battle. Mid-fight, Jerry finally finds out Rick is the Pissmaster. Mind blown. Meanwhile, Rick, completely unbothered by Jerry's existential crisis, executes the final phase of his plan, blasting off in a glorious cinematic send-off, cementing Pissmaster's heroic legacy forever. Pissmaster's daughter, proud. The galaxy, amazed. The redemption arc, a total success.
What the? Rick Sanchez? The Pissmaster? Okay, this is not a good look.
This family man.
But Rick, oh, he's not done. There's one final touch to make this truly satisfying, completely crushing Jerry's confidence. And what better way than handing him Pissmaster's actual death note and watching the last shred of Jerry's self-worth disintegrate in real time. That's Rick for you. One hand rebuilding a wannabe villain's legacy, and the other annihilating Jerry's fragile ego. A true win-win. However, this is nothing compared to the way Rick dismantled the entire canine revolution. Is it possible to save the entire human race from a takeover by super-intelligent, mech-suited dogs without spilling a single drop of blood? Well, let's take a look. The Smith family has a new member, Snuffles. A little rebellious, a little unpredictable, and occasionally a menace to the carpet.
Outside?
Are you kidding me?
Seeing Rick whisk Morty away on yet another adventure, Jerry puts his foot down. If Rick can manipulate reality, the least he can do is make the dog smarter, and maybe, just maybe, get him to stop peeing on the carpet.
Boy, you really got me up against the wall this time, Jerry.
2 minutes later, it's done. Snuffles 2.0 now follows every command with robotic precision. He even flushes after using the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom.
No way.
Jerry's dream come true, or so it seems. Rick, ever the problem solver, or problem creator depending on who you ask, is determined to help Morty boost his grades, but sitting down and actually teaching him complex formulas? Boring. Tedious, a total waste of genius. Instead, Rick does what any rational mad scientist would do. He builds a dream-invading device to hack directly into Mr. Goldenfold's subconscious and convince him that Morty deserves straight A's.
Listen, tonight we're gonna go into the home of your math teacher, Mr. Goldenfold, and we're gonna incept the idea in his brain to give you A's in math, Morty.
Brainwashing your teacher beats studying any day. While Rick and Morty are busy rewiring Mr. Goldenfold's subconscious to hand out straight A's, things at the Smith household take a turn.
This is what I'm talking about. This is a dog.
Oh yeah, this should play out just fine.
You said the same thing, equally sarcastically, at our wedding, and guess what?
Snuffles, now painfully aware of his intellectual superiority, struggles to communicate with the primitive humans around him.
He's saying, "I love Obama." So cute.
But then, a revelation. While snooping around, he makes a shocking discovery. Rick's intelligence-enhancing device is only running at 10% power. And the best part? He knows exactly how to fix it. The next day, Snuffles rolls up with a shiny new robotic arm, and for the first time, he can talk.
Snuffles want to be understood. Snuffles need to be understood.
Okay, yeah, I get what Beth was talking about.
Forget evolution. This is evolution on steroids, and the world is not ready for it.
It was only with years of selective breeding and genetic altering that this noble beast was transformed into man's subservient little buddy.
Fast forward to the next night. Summer jolts awake, heart pounding, as a shadow looms over her bed. It's Snuffles, now fully decked out in a high-tech mecha suit, glowing eyes piercing the darkness. He leans in, voice calm yet commanding, and asks one simple question.
Where are my testicles, Summer? They were removed. Where have they gone?
Oh, wow.
Looks like Snuffles isn't alone anymore. The Smith residence? Yeah, that's no longer a suburban home. It's now a full-blown mecha factory, churning out battle-ready exosuits for an army of hyper-intelligent dogs. The canine revolution is officially underway. Meanwhile, Rick and Morty, having dived several dream levels deep, find themselves in the twisted subconscious of a new acquaintance.
Welcome to your nightmare, bitch!
Scary Terry, a razor-fingered, sweater-wearing, walking lawsuit of a nightmare monster, who just might be the key to escaping this dream-layered mess. With Scary Terry's help, and a few well-placed bitchin' catchphrases,
these halves don't belong together, bitch!
Rick and Morty successfully plant the idea into Mr. Goldenfold's subconscious. Morty is now a straight A student. Mission accomplished. Feeling smug, they return home, ready to bask in their latest shortcut to success. But home isn't home anymore. Instead, they're met with the dystopian nightmare. Dogs in full mecha suits, patrolling the streets, overseeing their new empire. Snuffles' revolution is in full swing.
Wait a minute. I have an idea. See that? I'm peeing all over your special guns. That means I own them.
The age of man? Yeah, that's kinda over. While Morty completely breaks down, sobbing himself to sleep in a puddle of his own fear-induced regret, Rick starts plotting. But this time, no guns, no portals, no mass destruction. Instead, he's got a plan to turn this situation around peacefully without a single drop of bloodshed. How surprisingly noble of him. Rick, embracing his newfound noble streak, or maybe he's just avoiding an all-out war with mecha dogs, hacks into Snuffles, now Snowball's, dreams. Inside the dreamscape, he plays his ultimate trump card, Morty.
Here, take these, Morty. Take these. Are these pills supposed to wake me up or something? Close. It's gonna make your kidneys shut down.
What?
Using carefully crafted dream manipulation, Rick reminds Snowball of his bond with Morty, but most importantly, he inspires him to be better, to lead with compassion instead of conquest.
I would trade it all for my humans' health and happiness.
Do you think they would have done this for us?
We are not them. We are not them.
Because true intelligence isn't just about power, it's knowing when not to use it. As a result, Snowball and his fellow super-intelligent canines set their sights beyond Earth, seeking a world where they can thrive on their own terms. With their advanced technology and newfound purpose, they embark on a journey to an uncharted, empty planet, where they can build a civilization free from human interference. And just like that, they leave Earth behind, for good. Rick actually saved the day, peacefully. Not exactly something you expect from the guy who usually solves problems with explosions, reality-breaking tech, and a heavy dose of collateral damage. It's like New York surviving an alien invasion with every single building miraculously intact. Unexpected, bizarrely out of character, but hey, a pleasant surprise. When you thought things couldn't get any more crazy though, this happens. Rick's best friend is dead. The entire family is now fugitives, and the Galactic Federation is breathing down their necks. The future isn't just bleak, it's a goddamn black hole. So the Smith family is eating breakfast. Then someone knocks on the door. The intergalactic UPS is here.
Gross. What is that thing?
It's a courier flap. It's like the intergalactic version of UPS, but less off-putting.
Rick is about to throw up. Birdperson is getting married.
Inviting you to planet Squanch for our mate-melding ceremony.
Ugh.
Talk about the news that ruins your day. Everyone besides Rick is excited to go to the wedding. In the middle of a heated argument, Jerry, in peak Jerry fashion, somehow manages to get swallowed by the courier flap and taken straight to Birdperson's wedding.
It's a big deal he has a friend.
What do you know about friendship, Jerry?
Confirmed. Shipping Jerry.
Wait. Oh, God. Jerry!
Just like that, the choice is made. With no other options left, the entire family now has to go to the wedding.
Where am I?
You're at a wedding. Go change.
Jerry's first instinct on finding himself in an intergalactic wedding, though, isn't to question reality, but to start networking.
We're quite proud.
He's a wonderful person and an incredible bird.
Still, what is he, 40? It's just, when he was 30, she was an actual child. When he was her age, she wasn't born.
Yeah, nothing boosts your career like schmoozing at a war criminal's reception. Rick, on the other hand, is absolutely miserable about the whole situation. His game plan? Drink himself into oblivion and make sure he remembers absolutely nothing by the time this cringe fest of a wedding is over.
There's nothing to run from, nothing to fight.
That's his last name. Are you hyphenating it?
Squanch this, mofo.
Good one, Morty.
So, Birdperson and Tammy have sealed the deal. A kiss, some heartfelt vows, and now it is time for the first toast of the evening.
Hi everybody. I'm Rick. When I first met Birdperson, he was,
Surely things will get better from here, right?
In a lot of ways, what I really am is a deep cover agent for the Galactic Federation, and you guys are a group of wanted criminals, and this entire building is, in a certain sense, surrounded.
Well, how can I say this? Tammy reveals that she is deep undercover agent for the Intergalactic Federation and shoots Birdperson on the spot. Rick, being Rick, goes full John Wick. But when he's out of guns and grabs a guitar, you know it's about to get real. Squanchy, proving he's more than just a catchphrase machine, steps up and gives Rick and the family time to skedaddle.
I got this.
The mood in the car is getting grim. Slowly but surely, the whole family starts to realize just how royally screwed they are.
Sleep it off and have a family meeting in the morning.
Yeah, about going home, we can't. Ever.
Wait, what?
Well, these guys are looking for us now.
After a few insults get thrown around, the weight of reality sinks in. But Rick has a plan.
Look at this baby. Would you even know that wasn't Earth?
Yes, because there's no Africa.
Psh, white people problems, Morty. Let's go down and check her out. Oh, I thought it was further away.
After exhausting every last option, the family ends up stranded on a mini-planet, and things are getting desperate.
We discovered a species of tiny pig off the coast of New Australia about 30 yards east.
Or 300 yards west.
We'd offer you some, but we hunted it to extinction for breakfast.
Food is low, morale is lower, and in true Jerry fashion, he decides to make things worse.
Yes, if we went back to Earth, as long as Rick was out there, they'd want to interrogate us. But, and this is purely hypothetical, what if we turned your father into the government?
By trying to convince everyone to rat out Rick. Because of course, when survival is on the line, Jerry's big idea is to throw the only guy who can save them under the bus. Classic. Morty, Summer, and Beth won't have it.
So let me get this straight. For the rest of your lives, no matter how much it hurts you, no matter how much it destroys our children's futures, we're gonna do whatever Rick wants, whenever he wants?
Yes!
Why?
Because I don't want him to leave again, you dumb asshole!
Rick overhears their conversation, and with a heavy heart, he makes one of the hardest decisions of his life.
I was gonna hop over to the Gloppy Drop system, get some ice cream.
You want me to come with? Don't you need my brainwaves for camouflage or something?
I'll be okay. Bye, Morty.
Morty can feel it. Something's off with Rick. For once, it's not just the usual drunken nihilism or casual disregard for life. This is different, darker, and in a last-ditch effort, he does something he rarely ever tried with Rick. He pleads.
Rick, I can handle it if you go, but you'll break Mom's heart, and I won't forgive you for that.
Where's the van, Morty?
It's over the horizon, in the driveway.
Rick makes the ultimate sacrifice, turns himself in so his family can get a chance at normal life. And that is what a real hero does. No capes, no glory, just doing the right thing when it matters most. Because sometimes the hardest battles aren't against monsters or villains, they're against the people who we refuse to give up on. Heavy stuff, eh? But it does not come close to what happened next.
Who's ready for Rick's famous spaghetti?
So, the Smiths are chowing down on their Thursday night pasta, blissfully unaware that their meal has a darker origin than a Batman villain.
Rick, I gotta know, what's the secret ingredient? God, no, why? Why? No, why is it always this shit with you?
So, Morty, ever the curious cat, stumbles upon Rick's secret recipe and nearly loses his lunch. These noodles, they're made from people who've decided to cash in their chips on a far-off planet. Talking about putting the die in dining.
Of course it's a person, Rick! Why couldn't it just be spaghetti?
Most folks would be reaching for the bath bag faster than you can say Hannibal Lecter's cookbook. But not our Morty. He's got more questions than a toddler at bedtime.
On this planet, people that kill themselves turn into spaghetti.
What?
Rick's solution to fix everything is as simple as it is brutal. Show Morty how the pasta is really made.
Murdered.
Oh, gross!
Car crash.
Oh!
And suicide.
Oh, Rick, I don't... Wait, what is that smell?
You know goddamn well what it is, baby. Get in here.
Oh!
Because newsflash, you don't get pasta just by whacking the chef, you need to let him do it by himself.
Come on, Morty. Choo-choo plane.
Gross.
Come on.
God damn.
Telling you.
Why? How?
Their cortisol increases the starch
Morty, bless his heart, gets all misty-eyed about the whole thing. He wants to know their names and pay his respects to their dinner at its funeral.
I just want to be honest about something. After Lawrence died, we, ate him.
It's the circle of life, Mufasa style. But instead of becoming the grass, you become the pasta bolognese.
So we were eating people.
I'm afraid so.
They were so spaghetti-esque.
It's official. Morty has completely ruined Pasta Thursdays. A sacred tradition gone.
But it should also be noted to Morty that it's not cool to tattle.
Dad!
They were delicious!
So keep eating them!
We can't now!
Because of you!
Sometimes the smartest move isn't speaking up, taking action, or questioning the system. It's just keeping your damn mouth shut.
Well, I guess I'll go to my room, since everyone hates me now.
Oh, sorry. Good night, Morty.
Good night, Morty.
Good night, Morty.
Now deep in existential dread, Morty does what any modern, emotionally shattered individual would do. He turns to online therapy.
Are you depressed? Oh, Mama likes depression. Oopsie, I spilled my milk. Now we're both sad.
Just as Morty is about to finally inject a little dopamine into his miserable existence, there's a knock on his window.
You are invited to 41 Kepler B. You know it as Spaghetti Planet. You're not in trouble, we just want to talk.
Can that thing support my weight?
Turns out he's got an invitation from the Spaghetti Planet. And get this, their president has a business plan. Not for world peace, not for scientific advancement, but to cash in on people offing themselves.
Maybe it's time we allow some people the right to die and be delicious.
Please feel free to finish, Tanya. It is what you want.
No, I think I'm good. Thanks. Actually, can I take her to go?
Because if there's one universal truth, it's that someone, somewhere, is always trying to monetize human suffering. And the crazy part is that Morty will be the face of it.
Sorry to interrupt Morty's perfect spaghetti night, but thought he'd want to see this.
Whoa! What the fuck is that? Mortio's suicide spaghetti is 100% ethical, single-origin pasta.
Didn't take long for Rick to break it down for Morty, just how colossal of a screw-up this really is.
Gave some thoughtful insight to their leader, and now they're selling their dead at every space Walmart.
I did, but I didn't say to do this.
Is this people or not people? I just need to know how much I should pretend to be upset.
What was once a prosperous planet is now a suicide-peddling dystopian nightmare. And guess what? Morty inspired the whole damn thing. Morty, now fully drowning in guilt, does the only thing left. He begs Rick to fix the mess.
Help me. I promise I'll never look under the curtain at a Rick thing to figure out what's bad about it ever again.
And you can never say no to me.
What are you, Keith Raniere?
For 2 weeks.
Fine.
He even swears on his pathetic little soul to never again question Rick's insane adventures or dig too deep in the moral black hole they usually come with.
We just need to figure out something else besides people to put in the cans, right?
But people are the spaghetti. That's the whole thing.
Fixing this mess? Yeah, not exactly a walk in the park.
You're always doing clones, right?
What are you suggesting here? Sped up lifespan and indoctrination program? Limiting their exposure to the world and convincing them that becoming spaghetti is their destiny?
I love you, Clone 5617B.
That was some speed run of Never Let Me Go, huh?
Rick's first attempt, creating a clone army and brainwashing them into believing their destiny is to become spaghetti, total failure. Turns out even mindless clones don't love the idea of being boiled and served with marinara. But Rick doesn't give up. Oh no, he doubles down.
Kept the brainstem, internal motor functions, but essentially just a headless, boneless torso.
There's spaghetti inside that?
Theoretically, yes.
A little gene editing later, and boom, the perfect torso. No limbs, no thoughts, just a biological spaghetti dispenser designed to pump out endless pasta.
Spaghetti!
Technically.
Good enough for me. We need to fill 100,000 cans by the weekend. So let's fire up these chunky boys!
For a moment, it actually looks like they pulled it off. Spaghetti production running like a dystopian sausage factory. Fast, efficient, and only mildly horrifying.
Torsos right! Torsos right! The new spaghetti sucks! We want authentic spaghetti!
Were you?
You're gonna blow yourself up?
Yeah, but if you want to do
Well,
it...
you clearly have a morally superior position, so please, go ahead.
That didn't work either. Now everything is in ruins. The clone army failed, the gene-edited torsos were a disaster, and the spaghetti planet is a complete train wreck.
Hey, what's the fucking holdup? I've got an entire planet waiting on delivery.
They say they're out of spaghetti.
Then let's go down there and make some.
But just when all hope seems lost, Morty has a golden idea. Because if there's one thing he knows for sure, it's that Rick can synthesize literally anything. As long as he has a sample, of course.
Fuck! We owe so much spaghetti to so many planets that we're all going to have to kill ourselves.
Slow down. Rick can synthesize anything he gets a sample of. Can't we still try that?
I mean, is there anyone else left who might want to kill themselves?
And lucky for them, there's one guy left who can get them exactly what they need. Time for one last desperate gamble.
Why hasn't he done it yet? Hey!
Fuck you, spaghetti child!
What gives?
Fred wants absolutely nothing to do with becoming a delicious plate of pasta. And honestly, fair enough. Nobody wakes up thinking, today I'd love to be turned into a fine bolognese.
And I wish I could die. But I won't feed your sick system of profit. Integrity means living with pain.
What if I told you this would end the spaghetti trade forever?
What do you mean?
But Rick can convince anyone of anything. Now, together, they're about to shut down the intergalactic spaghetti trade once and for all. Who knew? Turns out, if you show people exactly what goes into making the best spaghetti they've ever tasted, they suddenly lose their appetite. And there you have it, folks. That's how Rick Sanchez single-handedly saved an entire planet from becoming your main course on Pasta Thursdays. These were 10 times Rick was a hero in Rick and Morty. But if you want to see 5 times when Rick traumatized Morty, try watching this video instead.